As the new NBA season is upon us, we've got a rookie to definitely have on your radar. Selected in the first round by the Clippers, Quentin Grimes was part of a draft night trade that sent him to the New York Knicks. Now the kid from Houston is ready to show out in the Big Apple. And Penny got a first-hand look at Quentin from when he came up with a dagger for his Houston Cougars against Memphis last season. As Penny tells us, the co-AAC Player of the Year has the makeup not only to lead his squad, but to take over when it's crunch time. And with the priority of the NBA on skill at the guard position, the Knicks got a top-tier player in Q. So you're going to love it. Penny Hardaway with the guy that got him last year and during the season, Quentin Grimes. It's the 2 Cents Podcast. Remember to subscribe wherever you get your podcast and the 1 Cent Media channel on YouTube to get every episode as soon as they drop.
Yo, what's up? Penny Hardaway here. Welcome to my 2 Cents Podcast. We have a special guest, Quentin Grimes. I'm very familiar with this young man in a good and a bad way. Love his game, respect his game, but he beat up on my team a little bit too much in the last couple of years. But no, welcome to the My 2 Cents Podcast.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, but no, my thoughts on you when I first saw you play actually in high school, coming out of high school, I saw you as a PG. You know what I mean? PG, and then when you got to college, I guess the coaches, no knock on any of the coaches, moved you to the 2. You played more off the ball, and just always loved the way you approach the game. Obviously, you know, as a young cat coming in, especially coming from a situation where you're the man coming into college, going to Kansas, and then having to play with a group of guys. You know, I don't know if that was your best team that you've ever played on. Obviously, you played on USA teams, but your best overall team outside of a USA situation going to Kansas. As a young guy going into that situation at Kansas, what was your mindset going into that? Did you have your mind made up on any position you wanted to play, or you were just like, I'm just going and I'm going to try to give the best that I could do?
Yeah, I really came in with the mindset just kind of come in, do whatever Coach Self needs me to do. I know he recruited me kind of as more of a point guard, just kind of combo guard, get in there. And I feel like we got there, and I feel like it's kind of, like you said, he kind of playing out of position, but I feel like you kind of got to get used to it, playing with a bunch of other good players. And I feel like we thought we would be able to kind of work through it and have a better season than what we did, kind of fell short with all the talent that we had. I feel like with so much talent, it was kind of hard to balance that with that team. Yeah,
no, I understand that. Obviously, having to adjust to different situations, and then you go from Kansas and you put your name in the draft that year, and then obviously didn't go to the NBA, and then went to Houston, pretty much going back home.
Right. You're
from the Woodlands. I definitely know about the Woodlands. I played a lot of golf out there. Going back, the difference between Kansas and then going back home to Houston.
The difference is probably just really this intensity. Coach Sampson demands of you every day, 120%. No matter what, you got to be 20 minutes early to anything, film, shoot around, breakfast, all that. So it's just like the attention to detail he came in every day with was just like something totally different from just a Kansas experience. Yeah,
see, a lot of kids would think that that's jail in their mind. But honestly, it correlates and translates over into real life, everything. You know, just being accountable, holding yourself accountable, the responsibility that you have to have as a young man to come in and be on time, because in life you have to do that. Right. I'm sure your parents have told you, you've seen them work their butts off your entire life of they couldn't just mess around because they had a family to take care of. So he just basically was trying to, which could be perceived as being something that's totally different, because I honestly talk to Coach Sampson a lot because I respect how he handles things. Kids today, they look at that like, man, you know, this is too strict or it's too much pressure. I don't think it's you can look at it so many different ways. I look at it like it's helping you in life. You might not know it now, but later on. How do you think that experience with the being 20 minutes early and all that is going to help you moving on in life?
I think it's going to help a lot, just knowing that, because like you said, it's consequences if you're not there. So if you're not on time, you're going to run, you're going to practice. I feel like just always being alert. You're always trying to stay on your toes, just knowing like checking the clock, like make sure I'm be early than early, be down to 25 minutes. I feel like it's going to help me even when going to a workout. I make sure the first person there, last one to leave. I feel like just getting in that routine every day is going to set me up to have a easier life and kind of have a more successful life, I think.
Yeah, that's good. And then another thing I respected about you was your competitiveness. You were like one of the fiercest competitors. Anytime your team needed something, you came through. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could have missed your last 2, but you could go off for 6 or 7 in a row. That was like amazing to me because I watched y'all play a lot because you guys were the bar in our conference. Yeah. You know, we're trying to build up to that. And it takes a lot of hard work and grind. No pun intended, but with the Grimes, you get it? But anyway, we're back. But no, I respected that about you. Now, also, one thing that I did see was the team. I don't know about so much last year with Caleb Mills being there and Sasser coming into his own and then having Jarreau and all these guards. This year it seemed to be they just said they deemed you the man.
Yeah.
You know, for like last year I could see you were trying to work your way through it. But this year the respect that they gave you on the team, how was that responsibility for you? Like this year, like everybody's kind of counting on me to be that guy.
Yeah, I feel like me and Coach Sampson kind of had a talk before the season. He was like, you gonna do what you're going to do offensively, but I really just want you to focus on defensive rebounding. And I feel like it started off in practice. Like when you have good practice and you build good habits, I feel like Coach Sampson made sure everybody's role was clear. Deke's the PG. I'm the main scorer, the best player. Marcus is a shooter. He got the green light. I feel like once he assigned everybody's role and everybody knew it coming in every day in practice, Justin's the rebounder.
Yep.
Bryson, rebounder, bruiser. This just kind of made everything easier going into practice, not fighting egos. Everything, which made it easier for our team to go out there and just kind of have fun and win.
All right, let's take a break to introduce our good friends at BetterHelp. This episode of 2 Cents is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, is there something that's interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? Anything from stress to anxiety or just the need to manage your time well, to be efficient, and to block something that is keeping you from success? Well, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. And you know, it's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional therapy done securely online for your mental wellness and mental performance. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide, no matter where you are. Also, you can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. And BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. So visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted each and every day. Visit BetterHelp.com/2 cents. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. So we've got a special offer for fans of the 2 Cents podcast. You get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/2 cents. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/2 cents. Get the help you need and don't let anything get in the way of your happiness.
Yeah, and that's a difference too, because they talk about starting in your role. When I watch you guys' team, I don't know about your first year there, but for sure this year, it seemed like everybody accepted who they are, and everything got established in the right way. Obviously, Caleb left and went to Florida State, but it just seemed like watching you guys, everybody kind of just starred in their role. And for me, coaching against you guys, when you came in, he was like, this is what you guys prepared for Houston. Yeah, this is what we prepared for Houston. But going into that game, I would tell our guys to try to make you as uncomfortable as possible, and we tried, and we still couldn't. We couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that was frustrating to me as a coach, because I'm like, okay, this is what we need to do. But that's just kudos to you and you guys' preparation, your work ethic, and what you brought to the game, that you knew teams were going to have to stop you to beat Houston. I mean, even though you had a full crew of guys, and you still came out and brought it every single day, and it was crazy. Where I saw the improvement was, you didn't have a lack of confidence your first year. Like the first game, you didn't play. I don't know if you were hurt or injured when we played here, but you played at Houston, and you kind of went on that run of about 13 points in a row. It was just seeing that was like, okay, intimidating my guys a little bit, trying to get them to understand how to approach guarding you, because that's what I do. I try to study the game, watch a lot of film on you going into that game, and man, it really was incredible, because when you've been the guy like I've been the guy, and people are like coming into the game knowing they got to stop you, and then I don't know. I don't even want to think about the Houston games anymore, man. But I just saw the improvement from, like I said, you didn't have a confidence problem the first year, but it's like this year this certain aura about you was like, I'm not having it.
There's a certain type of swag.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what clicked, but, what can you say to guys that it might have not started, like you transferred from Kansas to Houston? What could you say from a guy that's in the portal right now that's saying, all right, I had a decent situation, but I'm trying to go get a better situation, and their confidence is just a little shaken from what happened to them at the first situation that they were in?
Yeah, I think coming out of high school, I probably didn't like watching enough film on certain colleges coming out of high school. And I feel like once I just had to go in the transfer portal, I kind of looked at some of the teams that were like in the tournament who had like good guards and like kind of played with a lot of freedom. And I seen Houston versus Kentucky, and I knew most of the guys already. And I feel like for a kid who's in the transfer portal, I would like look for the best fit, and that's gonna let you play your position, let you play your game. I'm not saying Kansas didn't do that, but I was just saying, looking at it, Houston kind of was the better option, the better fit, and had some other good options. But I feel like really just staying in the gym, really, I kind of had a routine before every home game. I'm in the gym at 9:30 every night after film. I go through my little 45-minute routine. And just always staying in the gym builds up that swagger to go out there on the court and be ready for whatever defense is thrown at you, because they're trying to stop you going in every game. Yeah,
the big word you said to me is routine. You built a routine, man, and you played like it. And a lot of guys a lot of kids that are trying to get to that level that are in high school right now, they don't have a routine.
Yeah.
You got to build a routine, and you see that when you get in the gym and you work, you get in the game. You know what I mean? It's much easier, and that confidence is there. Obviously, just talking about that, you're in Memphis now. You're training. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's going real. Got out here about 2 days ago, and I'm super sore already from the first 2 days with Shabazz and J.R. Holmes.
Yep.
Then he talked to me about you already. Had a good dude, so I'm getting real good work in. I can't wait to get in the gym with you next week.
Yeah, no, I'm ready for that because, I had R.J. Hampton down here last year. And the one thing about me, I coach Memphis, but I love basketball, and I'm fans of players. And R.J. definitely had a chance to come here, chose to go over to New Zealand. And if he wouldn't have chose New Zealand, his dad was probably like he would have went to Kansas. And when he called on me, I was ready to, to teach him. And that's what I like to do. I like to give back. And one day when you get older and you go back to Houston or you hopefully have a long career in the NBA, guys are going to be calling on you to be like, hey, man, can you work me out? Can you help me? Right. And that's all I'm doing is just paying it forward. So to be able to train you is like, I love it, man. I give back my time, my knowledge, and that's what it's really all about. And the guys that you're working with, Javonte Holmes and Shabazz, those are the guys that I worked out with, or they helped me coach. So, yeah, two good guys. What's your mindset right now while you're working out about, like, the expectations about the league?
Going into every workout, I'm just trying to get better, really. I know a lot of people talk about it's like no boys allowed league, the mindset, and I feel like people kind of get worried about where you at draft status-wise, but I feel like if you focus on that, you're focusing away from what's really important. That's the work. Right. And I feel like if you stay focused to the work every day, everything's going to take care of itself. Your agent, they're going to do what they got to do. As long as I got to do what I got to do on the court, and everything's going to handle itself. Yeah, that's facts. You have to do what you have to do and let everything else just kind of take care of itself. What about your goals? What are your goals? Like, you get drafted, which I know you are. What are your goals for yourself next year? Because you might go to a situation that, like a lot of guys have this culture shock. You're winning high school, college. You get to the league and get on the team, and the winning might not be there right away. Right. So what are your goals individually, moving forward? Yeah, definitely bring whatever is needed to the organization, whether that be scoring, defense, locking down, just be an overall playmaker for that team, winning. Like you said, if you get to a team that's not winning, it's kind of different for you. You got to make some adjustments. Got to maybe talk to the coach, see what you can do better, see if you're not doing something right, see what the adjustments are. But we definitely want to go and have a really good rookie year and just kind of just shock people what I can do. Yeah, the one thing I can say about that is just stay hungry, which I know you will. You seem like you are a very mature young man. Kudos to the parents and everybody that's been involved with you. But you can't get lost. You can't get there and then just forget about what got you there, because most guys get there and they chill, because it's different levels of the NBA. You got regular guys, you got all-stars, and you got first-team guys. Those three different guys. Which guy do you want to be? If you keep grinding, you keep working, then you can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish, and you are a superstar. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just had like I can't say an obstacle. You went from one situation to the next, but it didn't stop you from being who you are, and your destiny is still going to be the league. So what I would say is just, man, your interviews, you're going to kill it. I can tell that. Just continue to work like you are. You've already established yourself as a worker. And that's one thing that the coaches on that level, they respect about young kids. They don't get that all the time. Yeah. Because there's a certain entitlement. You don't seem entitled. I don't know if you ever have been, but you seem like
I'm going to prove it to you. If you tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it. So with saying that, man, thanks for coming on the podcast. For all the young kids out there, Quentin Grimes, man, he's a kid to look up to. I watched him play and know that he's going to be very successful on the next level and wish you nothing but success. But thanks for coming on the podcast.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. My 2 Cents Podcast. Peace.